first of This Album Changed My Life group chat episodes. Thought we'd try something new for a week when we don't have an official guest. Jason from Unoriginal Vinyl has got some record store day stuff going on that is super exciting for him, but taking up a lot of time, and he wanted to give us a little bit more focus when he could. So in the meantime, I'm going rogue. Thought we'd have a quick chat where we could talk about Thursday's Full Collapse. I mentioned that a couple times as an album that was a big influence on me. And so yeah, this is a new idea, this group chat thing, where people are going to stop by. We'll see what people think about it, what their stories are, if they have any comments. But I'll just try to tell my story with this album. And then if anyone's around, we'll bring it in. Whether or not this goes on YouTube or goes on the podcast, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. So I'm not sure if it's going to be the right format for that, but wanted to do something and just keep the party going. So Thursday's Full Collapse. This is a huge album for me, and I remember exactly where I was the first time I heard Thursday. And it was one of those things where I don't normally like stuff like this, but I like this a lot. This is something that really grabbed me right from out of the gate. So, it is 2002. I am in Long Beach, California. I am at my wife's dorm room in college. So that semester of school, I only had classes on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I pretty much had 4-day weekends nonstop. Anytime I was out of school, Thursday night, I'd go up to Long Beach, hang out at Amanda's, or Friday after she got out of class, I'd come over, hang out, or I'd come up in the morning after traffic died down and, kind of hang out in her dorm and wait for her to get out of class. So it was one of those days. It was a Friday. I was in her dorm room by myself watching MTV2 on the little campus cable network. And all of a sudden, Understanding in a Car Crash comes out. And I remember sitting there and watching this and just being mesmerized. So it hits, it gets into it, it starts into the verse. And then, I've talked a little bit before about how, I wasn't listening to anything with screaming at that time. All the quote unquote screamo stuff I thought was super lame. And so even when he's yelling in parts of it, there's that, call and response thing where there's the two different vocals in the chorus. And this hits, and I'm just like, I don't normally like stuff like this, but I like this a lot. This is unbelievable. And just the energy in that video and the lyricism that's going on and the storytelling, it absolutely grabbed me from the beginning. And that's the main thing I remember, just a jolt of lightning. I remember exactly where I was when I heard it. And just, I don't normally like stuff like this, but I like this a lot. And I got my hands on the album, listened to the rest of it. The rest of it blew me away. Ripped it to the Xbox, and we would have it on in the background of Amp snowboarding. With the pressing here from Furnace Fest. This was one of the reasons that sealed the deal for me to go to Furnace Fest 21. And I know a lot of you I met for the first time there after we'd interacted online in the vinyl community. So Standing on the Edge of Summer to me is interesting because it sounds like winter, because in my head, I've got it built up with the Amp snowboarding on the Xbox as the background of going down Snow Summit or Stratton or any of the snowboard parks and Amp snowboarding there. But so Furnace Fest 21, I was kind of on the fence about whether I was going to go or not. It seemed like a lot of hardcore, it seemed like a lot of heavier stuff that I wasn't necessarily into yet, that I kind of dabbled in, but wasn't really sure about making the trip. Casey, my buddy from college that most of you know, was going and had talked to me about it, and I knew a couple other people that were going. But I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know. And then when Thursday announced they were playing and that there was going to be the exclusive vinyl, this had been out of print for a while when that happened. So I was like, okay, that's really what sealed the deal, was when Thursday signed up to go. And watching them play and hearing Understanding in a Car Crash for the first time was just huge. It was worth the price of admission, worth the price of the plane ticket and everything it took to get there. And that kicked off, going to 21 really kicked off a lot of really strong friendships. The Flamboyants, the Flamingo crew, and a lot of you that I've met over the years. That's where, from Furnace Fest we met Glenn, and that's where this came from. So I owe a lot to Furnace Fest. But without Thursday going there and playing, I don't know that I necessarily would have gone at all. So this has been a huge album for me. I've listened to just about everything. Yes, Dan, that was the first time I'd seen them live. I didn't see them when they were touring for whatever reason. And then, yeah, kind of in the between years there, after I had kids, I kind of fell off music for a little while. So, yeah, somehow never saw them when they were in the heyday. And, yeah, I know that sounds weird, but I'd never seen them. So, yeah, I'd like to say this has been a huge album for me, has been a huge impact, huge influence. Yeah, didn't normally like stuff like this, and I liked that a lot. So, yeah, just that jolt of lightning moment of the first time I heard it, I know exactly where I was, exactly what I was doing, and exactly how I felt about it. And yeah, really, really grabbed me. And so, speaking of Thursday, one of the crew, Dennis Martinez, Death Proof himself, just saw them a week or two ago. And so we're going to bring him in and see if he wants to talk about it. So let me get him into the live here. It's going to take me a little bit. Hold on. Dennis, let's get you in here. Death Proof.
What up?
There he
What's
is.
going on, man?
How's it going, my
Yeah,
friend?
it's going, man.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah. So I know you just saw Thursday. So give me a quick rundown on your experience with Thursday, how they kind of came to you, where you were at, and then, yeah, what was the show like?
Oh man. So I forget when did the first, or not first album, because I know that one wasn't pressed for a while,
Yeah.
and they just did that one, and then my onboarding was with Full Collapse, and yeah, I honestly it was like high school for me, and I can't really recall where I heard. It either had to have been Cross Out the Eyes or Understanding in a Car
Mm.
Crash. After that, man, it was just like, this is it. Like, you know what I mean? At the time, high school, I'm a new metal guy, so I'm all about Korn, Limp Bizkit. Starting to like, dip my toe into the hardcore stuff. But, Thursday kind of pulled me into that post-hardcore direction. And yeah, man, I was watching earlier. I had not seen Thursday live
Hmm.
until maybe 2019. So 2001, 2002 when the album came out, and listened to them and just kind of kept up with them. But they never toured my hometown, man. That's, South Texas for you.
Mm.
I think here in South Texas, the furthest most bands will go is usually San Antonio.
Hmm.
So that's where I'm currently based out of now, but I was a little further south along the Gulf Coast. And so it was very, very rare for
Hit
one
or
of those
miss.
bands. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. So if I wanted to see any of the bands that, I started listening to, I'd either have to drive to San Antonio, which at the time, high school, no job, no money, no
Would your parents even
car.
let you drive that far?
My
Yeah.
parents would
A
not
lot of
probably let me
lot,
drive
lot of
2.5
factors. Yeah.
hours. Exactly. So I'm like, well, if you guys don't ever come down here, I'm never going to get to see you guys. Like fast forward, what? So that's probably like 2000, I don't know, maybe fast forward 20 years or so, making adult money, you know. And I was just like, hey, they're playing here. And I think this was the tour that I first saw them was, I think it was like 20 years for Full Collapse maybe,
Okay.
and War All the Time. It's whenever they did like 2 stops per city,
Yeah.
and the little announcement flyer was like latitude, longitudes.
Right. Right.
It was
Yeah.
very, very cryptic. It was like, well,
Their
those are
art's always
obviously,
been really cool. Their art design
yeah,
and their production design's always been really rad.
yeah, for sure. And that's why I was just like, I don't know. I mean, obviously Google or something, you could type in the coordinates and probably find out where they're playing. But I think like a day later, 2 days later, they just made the announcement. And they ended up playing here in San Antonio when I was already living here. So I was like, no brainer. I've never seen them live. And San Antonio was one of the weird stops on that tour because instead of playing night 1, night 2, where you got Full Collapse night 1, War All the Time night 2, San Antonio basically got one set combined.
Mm.
So it was majority of Full Collapse with like some of the better songs off of War All the Time.
Hmm.
And like the encore was like, sprinkled in like Jet Black New Year and some other stuff. So, oh man, but that was like the first time seeing them. And yeah, it was, I don't know, man. Was it the Autobiography of a Nation?
Mm-hmm.
Literally, I don't know if you remember, there was like one of the rounds we did in, what was it, the Music League?
Yeah.
I think I'd submitted Autobiography of a Nation for like, actually gave you chills. Like, no joke.
Yep.
Hearing that song live and the crowd singing the first opening line, hairs on the back of my neck, dude, goosebumps.
Yeah.
I was like, God dang. It was so cool, man. It was like, it was really like worth the wait, so to speak. I didn't get to go to Furnace Fest 21. Don't let the poster fool you.
Poser.
Yeah, I'm a poser. No, they actually had this for sale, man, at 23 or 24. They found a bunch of them, and they're like, it's $5. Give me that. I'll take it. I got to have the set. So 21, 22, 23,
Yep.
24, and there's a big blank spot where 25 should go, but we never got one.
Right.
So hopefully, if they announce something, maybe they'll have a couple of them or something for 26 and 25. We'll see what happens. But I think they played here in San Antonio. Was it April 7th, April 8th?
Yeah.
So yeah, like a week and a half ago. Dude, and it was amazing, man. They still got it, dude.
Still got it. Yeah.
Still got it. They were just seeing them live. They look happy whenever they're up there on stage.
Was Norm with them? I know Norm from Texas is the Reason has been playing with them. Was he there?
No, filling in as touring guitarist, it was Wade from Alexis on Fire.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was filling in, and he does a great job, man. So
yeah, it's always cool when you see someone fill in with a band that you recognize. Like when Chad's been out on Newfound Glory's tours, they've had Dan from 4 Years Strong. He's been playing with them, and then the Real Friends guy was also there. I can't remember that guy's name, but the dude from Real Friends, he was there. And it's been cool. It's always cool when that happens. And I think Ryan from Yellow Card was touring with Newfound Glory here and there. I think maybe he was on that the live stream that they did during COVID. I remember watching that where they played the self-titled. Yeah, we got a story about that one. We'll save that one for another time.
Yeah, dude, for real. But speaking of Dan, I think I saw them like 2 years ago, and that's 24. And I'd seen him like in November. They headlined at the same venue that Thursday played at. And I was like, man, you're busy, dude. I was like, you literally just played guitar for Bury Your Dead. You're playing with Newfound Glory on their current tour. So I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, they keep me busy. So
Man.
It was cool meeting those dudes. And he filled in, was it for Bury Your Dead? He did awesome. And he's been doing a really good job. I think I caught Newfound Glory like the summer after.
It's crazy when you see like one musician fill in play with two bands, right? Play all of one set and then play all of the second set. And it may be different playing guitar. Like I don't play guitar, I play drums, but playing drums is very physical, right? And like the time limit for me, and again, I'm not in the best shape and stamina is probably not there, but the time limit for me is about an hour, 45 minutes to like 2.5 hours. Like after that, it's time to do something else. Okay? Like after that, I'm done. I'm tapped out. Like if you got a long rehearsal and then play the same day, like that's tough. So I don't know how these guys do it. I don't, to go through sound check and then play 2 whole sets, that are, both an hour plus a piece. That's got to be taxing. But, once you get to that level, you're a pro, these songs inside and out. You probably aren't running them 3 or 4 times in rehearsal. But yeah, that's always crazy to me.
I'm trying to remember because I do remember, I think he said his name was Norm from Texas is the Reason. He toured with them for a good while because he played.
He was there 21, I remember.
And 23, 23.
Yeah.
He was there for 23. I saw him a couple of times before that. And then I think recently they had the guitar player from Death Heaven fill in.
Okay.
And then now it's Wade. So Wade's been doing it for, I don't know, maybe like a year already. Maybe a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He fit right
Huge
in.
album.
He did great.
Huge album. Huge band. Yeah, hugely influential. Like, there's so much stuff that, like, if this is the thing for me, like, if this album came out today, would it be a hit? And Full Collapse, I think, is one of those albums. Like, if Full Collapse came out today, it would still be huge, right? And that's to me the sign of like one of those all-time classic records.
I would have to agree. I would agree. It was crazy because when I saw them live 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, I actually ran into a family from my hometown they had to make the trip to San Antonio because, again, nobody goes to Corpus Christi.
Yep.
So they actually brought their 18-year-old daughter. I think it was her birthday was the following day, so it was like for her 18th birthday. She started taking guitar. Her guitar teacher showed her Thursday, and everything just like kind of clicked. And she's like, "I need to see them live."
So she wasn't born when this came out, and then she was going to see him.
Dude, it's crazy. Like just seeing like it was pretty cool because I actually, I'm getting old, so I don't like venture into the pit too
Trust
much.
me, trust me. I got it. I did you. Yeah,
right.
I did you.
But yeah, I like to, just kind of hang out. If I'm in the crowd, I usually hang around the border of the pit. I'm not like in the pit throwing down, just kind of like, But I ended up sitting or chatting with her parents. They ended up standing next to me. I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And they're like, "Yeah, we're from Corpus." I was like, "That's where I'm from." They're like, "Yeah, she wanted to come up here. We never heard the band, but ever since the guitar teacher showed the band to her, it's like she's obsessed and we had to come and bring her up for her birthday. She's trying to crowd surf. I think I ended up seeing her. They're like, "Oh, that's her right there." They pointed at her whenever she was crowd surfing. So she was able to get up on stage, dove in, understanding in a car crash. Obviously, That was one of the songs. And I think it was Paris in Flames, if memory serves correct.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it looked like she had a great time. I had a great time, even though I'm in the back chilling, hanging out. I normally like to record clips and stuff so I can share online.
Yeah.
People, the less fortunate that aren't able to attend, they at least, get some sort of live video. Like, oh man, that was great. I should have gone.
There you go. I've seen your videos. They turn out pretty good, man, for sure.
I try, man. I try. I share them. So again, I appreciate anybody that's always willing to check it out.
Yeah.
Was it the fruits of my labor?
Sure. How do they find that stuff? Where do they find it at?
Surviving. I don't even know. Obviously, Instagram. So Death Proof is D34TH. I don't remember if there's an X in the middle. Proof.
You don't even know your own
handle.
No,
it's been a long
no, there's
time,
no
man.
X. I see it.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't know. But there, my Instagram, some of the stuff before, a lot of it actually is on my YouTube. COCA 8485 on YouTube.
COCA 8485 on YouTube. All right.
Coca 8485.
Got it.
Cody Cambria fan.
That kind of Coca. Okay, got it.
Yeah, that kind. Yeah, dude, for sure. But
all right. I know we talked about having you on the show. So give the people a taste. What's the album for you? What's the one that changed your life? Give us a hint.
Oh man, well, actually there's two. So if you want to ever invite me back on, I'm always down to chat.
Oh, for sure. This is an official appearance. This is group chat. We'll do the official appearance later.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be for me, Cody and Cambria, Second Stage Turbine Blade.
Second Stage Turbine Blade.
Oh, dude, that's like
got right over there. It's over there. Yep.
Yeah, it's somewhere, dude. I have like 7 copies of it.
Show them the tattoo. Show them the dragonfly.
Oh yeah, it's somewhere.
There we go. That's dedication, people. That's dedication right there.
Right there. And
there you go.
Alkaline Trio. But that one, and I'd have to go Hope's Fall, man. Satellite Years.
Okay.
So one of those two. If y'all have me on, we can chat about one or both. So,
we'll do it.
Sounds good to me, though, man.
All right, cool. All right, Dennis. Well, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, dude.
All right, everyone. This is group chat number 1, Thursday's Full Collapse. Thanks for joining us. If you're here or if you see this in the reels and if the algorithm serves it to you, just know, huge album. If you haven't heard it, you should. But if the algorithm served this to you, you've probably heard it. So, all right, everyone. Yeah, well, peace out. We'll let you know when we got the next one coming down the pipeline. This album changed your life. This album changed my life. And yeah, that's it. This album changed my life on YouTube, Instagram, whatever. We'll see you there. Thanks, Dennis. Talk to you later.
Later.